Here's an example. You know how everybody tells us that we need to look at the glass half full rather than half empty? Oh, it's just how you look at it. It's perspective. Let's throw that out the window for a minute. Let's just hold the glass. Okay. So, however you pick up the glass, whether it's full, empty, filled halfway, however you pick it up, the weight does not change. Now, you're not going to set that glass down. You're going to hold it for 5 minutes. You might notice your hand to start getting a little bit heavy. Now you're going to hold it for an hour. Your arm might start to shake. You might be freaking out inside. You might start sweating, whatever it is. You're just going to sit there and fucking hold it. Hello, hello. I'm sitting in my car today. I don't know why, but I just have been trying to record this episode all fucking morning, and I literally have not been able to fucking do it. So, I'm sitting in my car. Hello, how's it going, everybody? I am your host, Kayla Marie Howard, and you are listening to Stop Yelling. Kayla, shut the fuck up. Hello, hi. The sun is shining. It was shining. It's not anymore. It's 5 p.m. I'm sitting in my car today because I've tried to record this episode 3 times already, and it was not working. I'm severely overcaffeinated. I've cried 3 times. I don't know what it is with me today. But I think it's the pressure of getting an episode out because I've been fucking busy as shit, nothing new. And I am just overly stressed. I'm overstimulated. I have so much going on that makes me upset is because I can't put as much time as I want to into this. And it's so funny because even though I've had 2 years to plan this whole entire podcast and whatever else and felt that I was overly prepared for this, it still didn't turn out that way. I found myself wanting to switch up a lot of things, and it's really been fucking shitty because it's making me not get it done on time and whatever else. But speaking of which, I don't know if you know, I'm going to tell you anyway. I decided to make my podcast seasonal. What does that mean, Kayla? What's seasonal? Seasonal meaning, yes, this is season 1. Season 2 will be out when it comes out. I'm not going to say anything else other than that, but we are over halfway through season 1 of Stop Yelling, and I just want to stop and say that I'm grateful. I don't know if it's because it's holiday season, Thanksgiving's around the corner, but I'm feeling ultimately grateful and excited to see where the rest of the season takes me and prepping season 2 for everything to be better and fucking organized. So, yes, I'm very excited. And all of season 2 is going to have so much purpose around it and so many amazing guests that I'm very, very excited for and looking forward to. But anyway, it is sunny in Chicago. Chicago, Chicago. Chicago. It is November in Chicago right now, and it is almost Thanksgiving for those who celebrate it. Are we ready for fucking turkey? Are we ready for mashed taters and gravy? Like, fuck. Come on. Come the fuck on. Thanksgiving is one of the best holidays for many, 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 many reasons. The most amazing part, of course, is all the food we're going to ingest. Am I right? While we're getting ready to enjoy our stuffing, our cranberry sauce, our football with our family, it is also the time to give thanks and to be appreciative. I have to be soft and sentimental for a second because this is a time to be grateful and to spread extra love to those who may need it. I'm not going to get too deep into the Thanksgiving fucking spiel because you know what it's all about. But in Chicago, we have like a lot of homeless people, a lot of quote unquote crackheads are walking around. But Chicago homeless people are way different than LA or New Yorkers because our homeless people are actually super nice and typically leave you alone for the most part. Like they really aren't trying to cause any harm. But whenever I'm driving the car, if you live in the city, you tend to see a bunch of homeless people around. And it's usually like the same ones on the same corner. If you drive past that area often, you see typically like the same ones. So every time I see a homeless person, especially when I'm driving, I try to at least help out in any way that I can, whether it's if I stopped and grabbed a chicken nugget really quick or gave them a $10 bill or whatever it was. The thing is, I honestly hate the mentality of, oh, I don't want to give them money because they're going to spend it on drugs or alcohol. Or, yeah, I'd rather give them food, but when I give them food, they give me a dirty look because I'm not giving them fucking money. It's like they already have it bad enough as it is. If I'm choosing to give them money, if you're choosing to give them money, whether it's funding their addiction or whatever, that's perfectly fine with me because that's how they want to use it. That's what's going to make them happy. Because if having enough money to buy themselves that drug or alcohol is making their day even the slightest bit better, that's what's getting them through another day of life. So if you can look at it that way, then you're actually making a positive impact on them, regardless of how negative it may feel to you. And an example of this was a few days ago, I was merging onto the highway and, I saw my usual guy standing there, same corner, same dude, walking up and down, same little cardboard thing, whatever, just minding his fucking business. I happened to have a gallon of water and a $5 bill in my middle console. And I rolled down my window and I said, hi, gave him the $5 bill, didn't even say anything, and started to grab the gallon of water. And I was like, do you need water? He was like, wait, are you sure? That's a lot of water. Like, does your daughter have enough back there? Because I was with Aria. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, yes, no, take the water, like, please. It was so, so sweet. And he literally opened it immediately and started chugging it like it was his first time drinking water. And it made me feel so nice. Like, it just made me feel so good. I was just like, wow, the fact that you actually thought about my kid and like us having water too, I'm like, thank you. But as chaotic as the holiday season is, lend that helping hand, push out the good vibes, and give where and when you can because you don't know the impact that it can make on someone's life. But yes, Thanksgiving is here. Holiday season is here. This episode is not about the holiday season, but it is making me feel grateful. It's making me feel motivated. It's happy vibes. All the positive emotions are flowing. On the other end of it, though, the holidays may feel very difficult for a lot of you, and it's a stressful time of year. It's draining, and it can sometimes feel so stressful and exhausting that it takes you away from living in the present moment and actually enjoying everything that's around and actually like spreading that cheer and spreading that spreading that holiday cheer. Yeah, we're spreading that holiday cheer. Ha! You guys, I'm so over fucking caffeinated. Yes, spreading that holiday cheer and giving thanks and lending that helping hand that I told you, giving that homeless person that jug of water. You already know. So let's get into the conversation. I want to jump just face first into this, and I'm going to start with an affirmation. And if you feel comfortable, you can repeat after me or write this down for later. But here it is. I am surrendering myself to the divine plan. Source, thank you for knowing everything so that I do not have to. What does that mean? If you're listening to this episode current time, November 2023, the new moon has just entered Scorpio, and this conversation will dive deep into what that means and what to incorporate so you can get the most out of this transformation that's being paid for us. But if you're listening later on to this, I don't know. We could be in the middle of a nuclear war. Jesus could have came already. Cars could be flying. I don't know. But present day, the new moon is in Scorpio. That means that this is a prime time for transformation happening, baby. You already know. I am a sucker. I am a fucking whore for this shit, especially when it's transformation in a positive way. We just want all this stuff to flow in abundance to us, right? We're accepting all of this, but there's a bunch of mystery that we don't know happening. We don't know what's coming. And that's honestly kind of the best because that's all part of divine timing, right? And divine surprise. But I want to focus more so right now on surrendering to life and living life with intention. Like, yes, we're living life with intention, and I'm going to give you a couple points for that throughout this episode, but surrendering to life, although, because with this new moon, with this abundance of transformation happening for us, it's almost like stop trying to force where your life is going to go and just let it happen. Just letting it happen, letting it flow, letting it just fall into place for you. But at the same time, have good intention behind your day-to-day practices because those little small things that you're incorporating are what's positively manifesting for you in the background. So I'm going to dive deep into these points of how you can live with more intention and more positive intention so that entering this new era of transformation, you can incorporate this and you can just see your life blossom for you. So, okay, Kayla, cool. What the fuck is the point of this? This is too much for me. I don't even know what I'm going to get out of this, or I don't believe in it, or whatever the fuck. That's fine. If this isn't for you, if this isn't your way of thinking, if you don't want to change your perspective, I'm encouraging you to just be open-minded on this and to look at it from a different perspective for a minute and just kind of let it all soak in for you. And you might get something out of it, you might not. But how do you live with intention? What's so different from what I'm already incorporating into my day to day? So I'm going to be soft as fuck this entire episode, but I think this is a good episode to get out a notebook or take mental notes, write bullet points in your notes app. I don't know, or just sit and listen. That's fine. But intentional living is about taking some sort of control over our lives and steering our lives in the direction that's going to align with our goals or our dreams or what we value. So when we live with intention, we're like our own architects. We're building a life that reflects who we are. We're building our life of our dreams. We're intentionally doing things to get us to where we want to be. Or we're intentionally doing things to get the person's attention. We're intentionally doing things to get the job we want, things like that. So every day is an opportunity to reshape the course of our lives. So you can do it with good intentions, you can do it with bad intentions, whatever that is. I want to share a few things that I personally think are super important to consider when living life with intention. Let's start with the first and probably easiest step. I don't know, these might be out of order in a way, but I'll say them to try to full circle, make it make sense. But the first thing to do if you want to enter this state of transformation and to start moving intentionally and being the creator of your own destiny, that sounds good, of your own destiny. Actually, really side note before we get into this deep conversation, because it's just my brain. My actual name, my original first name is Destiny. Before I was a Kayla, I was a Destiny Rose. Okay, I don't look like a Destiny. I look more so like a Kayla, but I just had to say that. Anyways, if you are ready to start being the creator of your own destiny, all right, damn fucking right we are. Step one is to write down what's most important to you. Super, super simple. What are your priorities? Is it work? Is it family? Is it setting more time for yourself? Whatever it is. Okay, ask yourself, what do you do that makes you feel more fulfilled? I want to stop on this point really quick because I think this is extremely important to ask yourself, because simply being aware of what it is that makes you happiest is already putting you a few steps forward. And I don't need to get much more into depth about that. It's pretty self-explanatory, but to give you an example, I was speaking to one of my neighbors. She's an older lady in her not older lady, but she's in her upper 30s, older than me. But she was just like, I'm just stuck and like I'm trying to find things that I like to do so that I can do them more because I need more of my self-care. I need more time to myself. And I'm like, yes, dude, like go out and do things that you don't really usually do. And if you enjoy it, then cool, do it again. If it's making you happy, then do it again. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, you don't need to do it again. At least you said you tried it, So I think that's really important to feel things out and try different things and feel out what's actually making you happiest. And if you feel stuck and you're not really happy with what you're doing or your routine's out of whack, then put that little anchor in there and just be like, I'm going to do this instead today and see if you like that better. Moving on to the second step, though, is being mindful. And being mindful is a huge one and can dive into multiple different directions. But the way that I want to portray mindfulness in this aspect is being mindful allows us to have this heightened sense of awareness. It could be what you eat. It could be how you treat others. It could be being mindful of timing, whatever it is. You should be mindful in everything in life, but this is a huge opportunity to deepen our self-awareness. And when we stop to observe our thoughts and emotions, whether it's feeling that you're uncomfortable, feeling that you're anxious, or feeling that happiness, feeling that blissful emotion take over you, whatever that is, if you just stop and recognize it and are mindful of how that's making you feel and our behaviors when we're around that certain feeling or thing, there's almost like this light bulb that goes off. It's like a stimulation. It's like, I don't want to feel like that again. Or, I want to feel like this all the time, So tuning into these emotions and recognizing them also can be a powerful tool to managing stress and anxiety as well. Because if it didn't feel good or it made you feel anxious or even made you feel angry in a way, you know that that's something that you can steer clear of. Really quick, I know this is going to be cringy and this is going to be whatever to you, but I want you to close your eyes. If you're driving, don't close your eyes, please. But I want you to close your eyes and imagine yourself somewhere you feel most relaxed, somewhere you feel at ease, okay? Imagine what it feels like. Imagine what it might smell like. Whatever you're doing in that moment, soak it in, take deep breaths. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna come in and spill your drink over. I'm gonna barge in on your massage. I'm gonna ruin your relationship. I'm kicking sand in your face. Fuck you. What are you feeling now? You're probably angry. You're probably confused. Now you're frustrated. You might be sad. It's this new emotion that I just put onto you, whether it was my pure intention or something that I thought might have been not a big deal. No matter how I thought it was going to go, I still mindlessly did it anyway because that's what I wanted to do. And who cares how that made you feel, right? A lot of us are living like that day to day. We do things selfishly without being mindful of how it might affect the next person. Because it's benefiting us in the moment, we don't care what else blows up around us. Because I was not mindful about me coming in and knocking your drink over or kicking sand in your face, now I just ruined your day. Now I might have just made you feel some sort of way that you weren't feeling before. I just completely changed your whole vibe. So if you want to live like that, and it's been working for you, then hell yeah, awesome for you. But I don't know how much longer that fulfillment will last. But if you can imagine how something would feel if that happened to you, it's not nice. It's not cool. I'd be fucking pissed. Being mindful of someone else's emotions while you're doing your actions, while you're doing other things, is what's actually going to allow you to have better relationships with yourself and with other people and other relationships to come into you and better things in general just to flow to you because you're being positive, you're being mindful of other things. And I would arguably say that that's one of the most important things because our relationships around us, and I touched on this topic last episode, but our relationships are what shapes us. And being mindful of how we are treating those other people around us and not living so much in this like selfish tendency that we like to live in opens us up to those better relationships to come into us and ultimately allows our life to flow a lot easier because if you're not being mindful of other people, you're going to attract people that are not mindful of you. And that's going to bring toxic relationships into your life. And then, boom, you're just living in this toxic cycle of fucking being toxic. So allow all of this generosity and amazing people to flow to you just by simply being mindful on how what you're doing might affect someone else. So bringing that positivity around or what's going to bring those positive people around you. That's what we're striving for, right? Because that's just what's going to make us move forward with more intention. And I think that everyone just needs to be nicer to each other all in general. But anyway, step 3 is my personal favorite and would maybe even say that tops the first two. But step 3 is to enjoy the moment, enjoying the little things in life. When you're living life with intention, you want to be present. You want to enjoy the little things around you. Take the moment to breathe and just look and take it all in. And this is so, so, so important. And one of my personal favorites, as I said, because I appreciate the fuck out of life. As hectic as it is, I appreciate it so much. And I'll say this because of course we're living in a time that our heads are always in our phones, right? And we're scrolling around and we're missing out on what's around us. But because we're on our phones, we're missing out on fucking opportunity. We're not being as present as we can. And here's this, okay? So, as uncomfortable as it is, we walk into Starbucks, we walk into a store, we walk into a restaurant, we're waiting on our food, we walk in wherever, and we have to wait in a long line. Oh, God for fucking bid. What do? We bust out our phone. We're walking down the street. What do? We don't want to look at what's in front of us. We're just going to put our head in our phone and walk down the street and have our headphones in, and that's it. We're just closed off from the rest of the world. We're so trapped in that way of living. And I'll tell you this. I don't know what moment it was for me, but I made the conscious decision one day that, you know what? I'm not going to be on my phone. I might be alone and it might be uncomfortable and I might feel a little anxious because, ooh, I might have to conversate with somebody. Ooh, I might accidentally make eye contact with the cashier. Oh, well, I might actually not run into somebody while I'm walking. Okay, cool. No, I consciously made the decision to not be on my phone. And honestly, I felt powerful. I felt fucking powerful because everybody else is on their phone because we're all anxious and we don't like social interaction. So I feel fucking powerful because I'm walking in with my head high. I don't need to be on my phone. I'm going to walk, and if you say hi to me, if you look at me, I'm going to look at you. I'm going to give you a smile. I might conversate with you. Whatever it is, I'm not missing out on the opportunity of that person walking by or that good conversation that is going on in the background or whatever. Like, I'm not going to miss out on that because I'm being present. I'm not hiding from anything. So, as I said, I enjoy the fuck out of life. And I'll explain why. Because as hectic as my life is, and if you know me personally, I don't have a goddamn second to sit down. I'm literally sitting in my car right now because my daughter's upstairs with my mother so that I can sit and record this fucking episode. Okay, so I literally just never have a second for myself. And we're constantly in this go, go, go mentality and like feeling like we have a time limit on everything. And oh, I should be living on my own at this time, or I need to be married and having kids right now, or whatever is pressured onto us at whatever age you're at right now. So being in this constant worry about what's next, we forget to just live. We forget to just be present. And life is beautiful and it shows us dope ass things and introduces us to amazing people. And the smallest little things that you can recognize and notice around you or like can put meaning to are what makes us feel the best. Here's an example. I'm a super like ooey gooey. I fucking am a hopeless romantic. I love just gooey stuff. I like being soft, but at the same time, I don't act like it. Okay. Whatever. One day I was sitting in the car. So I'm a huge Grizz fan and he has a couple different sounds to him. And one of his things that he does is this golden hour set. And it's basically all just like instrumental, like groovy, funky beats, but like stack groovy, funky beats, y'all. Fuck yeah, everybody. Oh yeah, everybody. Okay. So Grizz has like a bunch of different sounds. He has like groovy funky beats. He's got the saxophone, he's got the trumpet, he's got the good vibes flowing, right? So there's a song and if you're fucking trying to vibe, download it right now, but it's called Wish by Grizz. My daughter, my 5-year-old daughter asks me for the song. It's a very, very good song, but I'm driving in the car and I have my rear view mirror pointed onto her so I can see her. And I just remember just staring at her and she just started singing it and she was just bopping her head, looking out the window. And it was just like that moment for me was just the smallest little moment, but at the same time, just watching her, it made all these moments flash into my head. Like, I was standing here watching this live. I cried to this song. I literally watched him give a whole speech about this song, what the song means to him, like what he means to me, A, B, what his music means to me, C, my daughter asking me for that sound and then vibing to it with me. Like, I don't know. That's fucking shit I live for. So that whole little tiny little moment was just a moment that I was so glad and grateful that I can sit and enjoy. And you have to be grateful. As soon as something happens to you, if you believe in angel numbers, every single time you see an angel number, whatever it is, you immediately feel that security. This emotion immediately comes to you and you smile. You might feel like, oh shit. You might feel like, ooh, like, yes. Again, this is where I'm supposed to be. I say this at probably all of my episodes, but it's similar to that. Those little small, tiny moments that makes you just feel that sudden little glimpse of, ooh, it just bites you in the ass for a second. Those are those little small moments that we need to enjoy the most because that kind of pushes us to like be like, fuck yeah. Life is dope, you guys. Life is dope. But now, moving on to number 4, bum, 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 is to strive towards balance. Living life with intention. You need to have balance, baby. Balance. Balance beam. Build that balance. Build that core. Ooh, no, that's not the balance I'm talking about. I'm talking about work and life balance. 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 I'm telling myself that as I'm telling you because I fucking suck at it. I'm sitting here busting my ass, working at all hours of the goddamn night to feel like I'm not even getting anywhere. And then I'm burnt out. I feel over fucking stimulated because I'm not taking the crucial rest time that I need or just the simple self-care because I'm also a parent and I'm also working 3 jobs and I'm also doing God knows whatever the fuck else that I can't just sit down and relax. So, striving towards balance is the main thing I think a lot of us need to work on. Being able to maintain that balance is actually super fucking essential to living your life because it's kind of like it makes sure that all of our areas are cared for, right? We're always trying to keep that balancing scale, symmetrical. I relate it to being a parent because if I'm not happy, and I've said this on my first episode, but if you're not happy, you can't expect your kid to be happy. If you're not happy, you can't expect your partner to be happy. If you're not happy, the people around you are going to feel that emotional toll and get sucked. They're going to get sucked dry. So if you're not happy, you can't expect everything else around you to blossom. I want to give a little analogy about maintaining balance, and it doesn't have to do with really balance, but overstressing yourself and pushing yourself to that burnout. It's really not doing much for you. So, here's an example. You know how everybody tells us that we need to look at the glass half full rather than half empty? Oh, it's just how you look at it, it's perspective. Let's throw that out the window for a minute. Let's just hold the glass. Okay. So, however you pick up the glass, whether it's full, empty, filled halfway, however you pick it up, the weight does not change. Now, you're not going to set that glass down. You're going to hold it for 5 minutes. You might notice your hand to start getting a little bit heavy. Now, you're going to hold it for an hour. Your arm might start to shake. You might be freaking out inside. You might start sweating, whatever it is. You're just going to sit there and fucking hold it. The weight still has not changed. Now you're holding it for a whole day and your arm is going to feel like it's going to fall off. I'm relating this to having a work and life balance because when we're constantly holding on to this, like, I need to get my work done, I'm not going to be good enough, or I can't do this, or I need to do this because I'm not going to get there, and whatever, and I'm so burnt out, and I'm so burnt out, and I'm so burnt out. Sometimes when we don't have that balance, I'm just going to say that we're so sucked into the work on this time because this is majority of how we are. And this is also just coming from me personally. Okay. I have been so sucked into my work that I don't have time for shit. It's taking me away from my daughter. It's taking me away from the things that I want to do for myself. I haven't been to the gym in 6 months. I haven't done anything for myself. My skin is out of whack. I'm all sorts of fucked up right now, because I don't feel like I'm doing good enough or I'm putting enough hard work in and I'm not seeing any results. So I need to work even harder. And as much as I'm saying and kind of venting about it right now, it pisses me off, honestly, because it does take me away from a lot of little moments. And I'll even say this might frustrate a couple people, but even as simple as like getting home from work, even when I'm home from work, I picked her up from school, I'm home, I have to make dinner, I'm still working while dinner's cooking. And now I feel like I'm getting pulled in every direction and I'm like mad because, oh, I can't get my work done and now I need to make dinner and I can't sit and finish. But it's like, no, I had my time to work and now I need to put that aside and enjoy what's in front of me. Okay, right? Enjoying the little things. I have to revert back to that now too. So if I would have put down that glass for a minute and came back to it, I'm giving my arm the break. I might not be finished with it, but because I'm coming back to it and because I'm allowing myself to set that down, the minute it starts to get a little bit heavy and my arm's quaking and I feel like I'm going to give up, I'm not going to give up, but I'm going to come back to that. Maybe I'll revisit that because I don't want it to take my arm off. I don't want it to give me that excruciating pain if I keep holding it for another hour. So I'm relating this to that work-life balance because without that balance, without putting it down, without giving yourself that break, you're going to burn yourself out. You're not going to perform as well. You're not going to do the task as good. So strive to maintain that balance. And if things are feeling out of balance, figure out where you can get it recentered. Figure out where you can get it back on track. Figure out where you can take a break and what you can reincorporate later or whatever, just to make it feel more stable for you. But moving on, I hope that analogy made sense. It made sense in my head. I hope I made that pretty clear. I don't know. I thought it was really cool to share with y'all. But number 5 is a huge one, and it has to go with the holiday season, y'all. You already know, but it's to make a difference. Living life with intention, make a difference. If you have something to deliver to somebody, helpful actions, helpful words towards other people, as well as yourself, can be beneficial to your mental and your well-being and whatever else. So give back, be a helping hand to another person. It can help us feel better about ourselves in the process too, and just deliver these messages to others, encourage other people to live this sort of way, encourage other people to take a moment and sit and reflect on things. All in all, when you live with intention, you have more passion, okay? You have more focus and attention to your actions, and it can actually enhance your experience throughout this life. It's just moving with intention and good intentions too, because you don't want bad karma to come fucking ruin you. To re-go over all of these top 5 things to take with you to live life with intention, with good intention, is number 1, determine what's most important to you. Write it down, figure out what makes you happiest, surround yourself with that, and let your life just be a ball of joy. Number 2 is mindfulness, being mindful about what's around you, being mindful of how you feel, how you make others feel, whatever. That is the most important thing. Number 3 is enjoying the moment, enjoying the small things. That is the most important thing. Being in the moment, being present, just enjoying the small things around you, being grateful, and more blessings will come and overflow to you in abundance. Number 4 is strive towards that balance. Balance your work life and your personal life. You need the balance, otherwise you're going to feel so chaotic and it's just not going to be okay. Number 5, it's just not gonna be okay. Oh my god, Kaylee, you're so dramatic. Number 5 is to make the difference. Spread that positivity around to other people. Intentionally carry yourself in a positive way, and it's going to reflect on others around you. 100%, 100%, 100%. Remember that intentional living is not about being perfect or having all of the answers right away. It's just taking those small little steps, those intentional little steps to make your life a little bit better. You know, we wake up in the morning, what do? We set the intention for today. We intentionally do certain things in order to get us to the places that we need to be. Okay, so make those small little choices, those small little differences in a positive way, and that's what's going to make our life flourish and present our lives in the way that we want it to be presented to us. And through this new moon in Scorpio, with this whole transformation, this abundance of transformation over us, and the affirmation that I said at the beginning of this again is, I am surrendering myself to the divine plan. Source, thank you for knowing everything so that I do not have to. We're surrendering ourselves to the divine plan. We're allowing life to flow for us. We're allowing us to feel that emotion. We're intentionally being mindful of how things around us are making us feel and how we're reacting to things, but we're not allowing ourselves to control that. We are surrendering to that emotion. We are allowing it just to flow in and out of us peacefully and moving forward into the next little chapter of life. So I encourage you guys to incorporate these little small steps into our day-to-day lives and write down these manifestations that you have. And if you missed 11/11, that's fine. You can still manifest things for yourself and push towards this abundance and push towards this growth and transformation. And I think that this can be a really positive thing. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I am so sick of being soft, and I love you guys so, so very much. She's goofy again. She can't sing, but actually she can. What if I just broke out into a whole acapella? Okay. I love you guys so much. Stay positive. Love yourself. Enjoy life as it comes. Stop yelling. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.